Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to speak with you about something that has the power to change your life, no matter what challenges or joys you are facing right now. It is a concept that, when understood deeply and put into practice, can lead to profound transformation in the way you think, feel, and live. I'm talking about the power of gratitude, and more specifically, the practice of being thankful in all circumstances. Have you ever stopped to think about how much you truly appreciate the things around you? How much time do you spend reflecting on the blessings you already have, even when life feels overwhelming or unfair? I want you to consider this question. When was the last time you thanked God or life for something that didn't immediately seem like a blessing? I know, it's not easy to be thankful when things aren't going your way. But here's the truth. If we only express gratitude when things are good, we're missing out on something profound. Gratitude is not just a response to the positive things in our lives. It is a mindset that can help us see light even in the darkest times. If we choose to embrace gratitude in all circumstances, we will find peace and strength that surpasses understanding. Think about it for a moment. What if every setback, every failure, every difficult situation was actually an opportunity to grow stronger, more resilient, and more aware of the blessings we often overlook? Let me share a few examples to help illustrate this. Example 1. Failure and opportunity. If you were to lose something significant in your life, perhaps a job you've worked hard for, or a business you've poured your heart into, how would you react? Most people would feel devastated, angry, or even hopeless. I understand. But what if that very failure could be the turning point that propels you to greater things? Take the example of Thomas Edison, who famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. He didn't see those failures as setbacks. Instead, he saw them as valuable lessons, stepping stones on the path to success. If Edison had given up after one or two failed attempts, we might still be living in the dark today. But he chose to be thankful for each lesson he learned. So, what about you? When you face failure, can you look at it and say, "Thank you for the lesson," instead of "Why me?" Example 2. Health challenges. Let's talk about health for a moment. If you were diagnosed with a serious illness, how would you respond? Would you be able to see the blessings in the midst of pain and uncertainty? It's not easy, I know. But what if your health challenge was actually an invitation to take better care of yourself, to reconnect with what really matters, and to learn how precious life truly is? I know a woman who, after being diagnosed with cancer, felt completely overwhelmed. She had a family to care for, a job, and 1,000 responsibilities. But over time, she learned to see her illness not as a curse but as a wake-up call. Instead of focusing only on the fear, she chose to embrace gratitude for the time she had, for the people in her life who loved and supported her, and for the lessons she was learning about self-care and mindfulness. What would happen if you too could find something to be thankful for in the midst of your own struggles? If we can shift our perspective, even the most difficult challenges become opportunities to grow. Example 3. Loss and grief. If you have ever experienced the loss of a loved one, you know how deep the pain can go. How can you be thankful in the midst of grief? It seems impossible, doesn't it? But grief, as hard as it is, also carries with it some of the most profound lessons about life, love, and the impermanence of everything we hold dear. I know of a man who lost his wife unexpectedly. The grief was unbearable, and for months, he could barely function. But in his pain, he started to reflect on the wonderful years he had spent with her. If he had only focused on the void she left, he might have never found the peace he eventually did. Instead, he chose to be thankful for the moments they shared, for the love they had, and for the growth that came from living through the hardest time of his life. In his grief, he found grace and strength. When we experience loss, it's natural to feel that everything is gone. But what if we could thank God for the time we had with that person, for the memories, for the lessons they taught us? What if we saw grief not as a punishment, but as a reminder to cherish those around us while we still have them? Example 4. Relationship struggles. How many of you have ever experienced difficulty in a close relationship? A fight with a partner, a breakdown in communication with a friend, or even tension with family. If you're facing relationship struggles, do you see it as an obstacle, or do you see it as a chance to grow together? A couple I know went through a particularly rough time in their marriage. They argued constantly, struggled with trust issues, and felt like they were drifting apart. But instead of giving up, they decided to fight for their relationship. If they had just walked away, they wouldn't have learned the deep lessons of patience, forgiveness, and communication that eventually brought them closer than ever. Today, they are stronger because they chose gratitude over bitterness. If you're facing a struggle in your relationships, can you take a step back and ask, what can I be thankful for in this situation? In relationships, we often focus on what's wrong, on the flaws or the things we wish were different. But if we changed our focus and expressed gratitude for the positive things we have in the relationship, would it help us heal and grow stronger together? Example 5. Financial hardships. Lastly, let's talk about finances. If you were facing financial hardship, how would you respond? Would you get angry, frustrated, or hopeless? Or could you find a way to thank God for the lessons you could learn through this experience? I know a family who lost their home due to financial difficulties. At first, they were devastated and didn't know how to move forward. But over time, they learned to appreciate the simpler things in life, spending time with loved ones, taking walks in nature, and finding joy in what they already had. If they had focused solely on their loss, they would have missed the blessings they discovered along the way. In times of financial struggle, it's easy to get consumed by the anxiety of what now? But what if we could thank God for the opportunity to learn resilience, to appreciate the small blessings, and to grow in our ability to overcome adversity? So, my friends, what can we take away from all of these examples? If we approach life with a spirit of gratitude, even in the most difficult circumstances, we open ourselves to the possibility of finding peace, growth, and strength. Whether it's failure, illness, loss, relationship struggles, or financial hardship, if we choose to see these challenges as opportunities, we can transform our perspective and our lives. The next time you face adversity, I want you to ask yourself this: what can I be thankful for in this moment? If you can find one thing, no matter how small, to be grateful for, you will begin to shift your mindset and your life. Gratitude is a powerful tool, and if we use it wisely, it can change everything. So, can you choose gratitude today? Can you embrace it in every situation, no matter how challenging it may seem? The choice is yours, and it has the power to transform your life in ways you never imagined. Thank you.